What's up, family? Welcome to Positive Power Double XI, J. Royce Films. I'm Jerry Royce Live, and you're watching The Red Room with Shay Samuels, right here on Music Vision Television. That's right, MVTV-21.com. It's going to be awesome, y'all. So please share this file. It's going to be awesome. You know what's going to be? It's going to be lit.
Welcome to the Red Room. I am your host, Shay Samuels. And you know what, guys? We have an amazing opportunity to come together virtually during this pandemic. Shout out to Jerry Royce Live Worldwide, aka the Batman, for allowing this production to continue to go forth and to continue to bring you some amazing guests. Today, we have none other than Miss Diane Duckett joining us, and I want to first welcome her on the show. Welcome, Miss Duckett. How are you?
I'm good, and yourself?
I'm good. Well, thank you so much for tuning in with us and just spending the next couple of minutes with us and just getting down and dirty about the truth. We're going to talk today about distraction. So many of us have been distracted during this pandemic. We have an opportunity to grow. We have an opportunity to share light, but so many of us are getting distracted. So today's topic, for those of you who are tuning in today, it's all about not getting distracted. In fact, I'm going to come out of Titus when I talk about this, and I know that you are going to dig deep and you're going to pull some things out of some people today, but I'm coming out of Titus 3:3-7. For we ourselves were once foolish, disobedient, led astray, slaves to various passions and pleasures, passing our days in malice and envy, hated by others and hating one another. To me, that is a distraction. There are so many things that we can do to focus on ourselves, and we're not doing that. We're getting distracted by what we see on social media. We're getting distracted by what we hear on the radio. We're getting distracted by what we see other people doing, as opposed to celebrating them. We're getting distracted. So I just want to hear your point of view and how you can bless people today with not getting distracted.
Well, that's actually a great topic because distractions can happen. I call it, interruptions, right?
Mm-hmm.
Interruptions because life does happen, and with the pandemic, interruptions have happened or has happened with us, and so it caused some distractions, right? It caused some distractions it allowed us to lose focus.
Mm-hmm.
It allowed us to kind of like sit ourselves down so that we can't move forward in with the will of God, what God has for our lives and stuff like that. And so I think that distraction can be good, number one, and distractions can be bad. It depends on how you look at it, right? So distraction, I believe that, you have to basically kind of change your mindset about the distraction, right? Because the distraction, if you don't change your mindset about the distraction, guess what can happen? It can overwhelm you, right? It can put you in a funk, right? It can just do so many things for you. I mean, it can cause stress, it can cause anxiety, it can cause depression, it can cause so many things where it's now going to take a toll on your body and your if you're allowing it to take it the negative way, guess what's going to happen? You're always going to think negative.
Good.
You're always going to think negative. And so you have to set your mind, because it's literally a mindset. You have to set your mind and say, you know what, devil, you are not going to get me with this distraction, because guess what? I'm still going to move forward with what God has, for me. And you're not going to stop this road. Like, you're not going to stop my purpose. You're not going to stop my destiny. You're just not going to stop it because, I've changed my mindset. But when you don't change your mindset, guess what? Everything is a halt. Everything comes to a halt. Because you do not know how to process it, right? And you're allowing it to take effect, like I said, in your mind, and then it's going to take a total effect in your body. So distractions can be one good and distractions can be two bad. And so if you take it, the bad way, all kinds of things is going to happen to you. Like you're not even going to be able to think straight because you're allowing the distraction to take over. When I have a distraction and if I become very overwhelmed with the distraction, I always say this, whatever the enemy has, whatever the enemy is strategizing towards me, whatever negativity or plot that the enemy is strategizing towards me, God, I ask you to send it back to the sender. 10-fold, 20-fold, 30-fold, 100-fold, 1,000-fold, whatever, how many folds it needs to go back, right? Because I am not going to allow that distraction to take me. I'm not going to allow that distraction to eat me alive.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
And it amazes me too how many people allow it. In the business world, we call it disruption. So so many people haven't been prepared properly when it comes down to what we would consider. And that's exactly what the pandemic was. It was a disruption. But you said it best. People can get something good out of it. How many times have we said, man, if I had some time off of work, I would be doing this. I could clean the house. I could clean the car. I could grocery shop. I could get some rest. And we got it now. And all of a sudden we have everything else to do. we have so many other things to do, but it really can put us in a position where that disruption can turn out for our good. So when you said that a distraction can be a good thing, can you talk to someone about how they can take whatever they see as a negative thing? Because a lot of people lost their jobs. That can be a distraction. A lot of people lost family members. That's definitely a distraction, and it's real. So how can they take that negative thing, that thing that distracted them from moving forward, and turn that into something good?
Yeah. So when the pandemic first happened and we were all, told to go home and stay in the house or whatever, I was like, God, I said, I need another resource, right? I need another resource to kind of make up like extra income to come flowing my home, right? So I was like, God, as as an opportunity. So God, what is the resource that you want to show me? So sometimes I believe that people need to look at this pandemic as an opportunity to go for what you've always dreamed of, right? You may have wanted to start a business. You may have wanted to write a book. You may have wanted to do so many things, but because your job kept you from doing that, guess what? It was on the back burner, right? It was on the back burner. So now God has given you an opportunity to take that thing off the back burner and move forward with your dreams, right? And move forward with all the opportunities that God has, that God is trying to provide you. Now, all you got to do is open the door.
Yeah. And let's go back to Titus, because it said, for we ourselves were once foolish, disobedient, led astray, slaves to various passions and pleasure. So our jobs, probably, like you said, were keeping us from doing what we were purposed to do all along. Your job can be the distraction, people. You know that? Your job can be the distraction, but there are people around us who can also be a distraction. Those people who don't believe that you can, because they won't.
Right. You have people around you that, like, literally, even if you tell them, what you're thinking and the ideas that you're trying to bring forth, they can literally slow you down. I'm reminded of a passage in, I believe it's Genesis, where, Joseph goes and tells his brothers, what God, showed him in a dream. Right. And so the brother was like, y'all, you're not gonna, be over me. You're not gonna, be ruling me. No way. So guess what? They plotted against them. And most people, when they hear something that, God wants to do through you, they will plot against you so you cannot move forward in what God has shared with you.
Wow. Distraction. Distraction. Listen, we're blessing somebody today, because I promise you, even as they view it, they know who the distractors are. They know who the people are in their lives that's keeping them. I laugh at, because I used to watch Nutty Professor a lot. And when he was determined to lose his weight, when he was determined to lose the weight, he was like, yes, I can. Yes, I can. But you know, the funny part, because now that you know, when you grow up, you start seeing things a little differently. If you imagine now in the movie where his neighbor was like, boom, 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 shut up there.
Mm-hmm.
That's how that
Mm-hmm.
voice is. When you start talking about you can, there's that voice that comes out of nowhere. You can find a spiritual thing in everything. I do it with SpongeBob. But now that I know, I looked at that movie and I used to laugh. But right now, the light bulb just went off and said, there's always that voice in you that's going to do what the neighbor did, hit the ceiling and say, shut up. But he kept going. So whoever is listening to this today, if you're watching the show, know that you cannot be distracted. You have to keep moving. But you were going to say something, Duckett.
No, I consider that when you say the voice inside, I consider that the inner voice, the inner critical voice inside of you, as well as the divine self. Because our divine self, that voice that's within us, is our divine self that wants to come out and speak to us, right? And because we don't allow ourselves to sit long enough to hear our divine voice come out, guess what? It's going to cause us to have those negative thoughts, and it's going to cause us to say, I can't. But when you allow your divine self, to come out, guess what? Your divine self is going to say, I can.
Yeah, like the little engine that could. I think y'all need to go
Mm-hmm.
back and watch those movies, because they were saying
Me
something.
too.
They were saying some things back then, and we didn't know. We just kept seeing them and then letting them go by. But you can do it. You can do it if you don't get distracted. I was saying that this show is really going to bless some people, because right here within the pandemic, we have an opportunity to just keep pressing forward. As radio personalities, as artists, as bloggers, authors, so many of us were already kind of doing what we do pre-pandemic. And then this happened. What more than people needing us now? What more than an opportunity to do? A lot of people stopped because they didn't have the buildings to go into. A lot of people stopped because they weren't being booked by events. A lot of people stopped because they didn't have the crowd of people, quote unquote, cheering them on. But if you don't get distracted, the thing that I love the most is that the opportunities will come like this, virtually. As soon as the pandemic happened, I promise you, on the week after the pandemic happened, people got savvy, and I started getting phone calls for virtual services. I wasn't thinking about virtual services, but because I didn't get distracted and I knew that there was going to be something greater on the other side, opportunities started opening up. So talk to the person who feels like opportunities all lost, a distraction because of the pandemic.
Oh, I don't think that opportunity is all lost. You just mentioned the virtual aspect, right? And I believe that, when you allow yourself to be creative, in what it is that you want to do, guess what? You're opening up a platform that's going to not only touch your current audience, but it's going to touch the world, right? Yeah. And so you have to see it in that aspect. You have to see it in, like, you're going to be able to touch a wider range of people, because God allowed the pandemic to happen to show us that there is another opportunity to do things in a different way.
Yeah, and you said it best too, because you said when it happened, you had to start looking at different resources. And if people don't understand that resources are all around us, sometimes you have to go back in your database and you realize, maybe I didn't need this at this time, but because of where I am right now, this is going to be very beneficial. Maybe I didn't think that this person was good for me at this time, but the reality of it is now that I'm sitting down, I'm able to do exactly what I was supposed to do at that time. Ecclesiastes 3 reminds us, to everything there's a season. Why not now?
Right. Why not now? I believe that also too, that, God is, how do I want to say it? Disturbing the comfortable, right? And so that they can get out there and do something different.
Yeah. I mean, I'm watching it. I'm watching how many people came out with masks as soon as the pandemic happened. So many people came out. Now, here it's funny, because when I first moved to Georgia, I came here from up north, so I didn't know anything about this green snow that everybody was talking about. So I saw people walking around with masks when I came to Georgia, and I was like, what the heck is going on here? Because it was unfamiliar to me. But now, it's flipped. So you walk in a store now with a mask on or mask off, they really get on you about it. But I can imagine pre-pandemic, if you walked in the store with a mask on, everybody's going crazy. Everybody's going crazy. So it's like, you get the police called on you pre-pandemic because you came in with the mask on. Now you get the police called on you if you come in without the mask on. But I thought about the many of churches that have worked endlessly years to get the mask off. To get the mask. How many women conferences have I spoken at or had to do worship, and it was all about taking the mask off. So we're in this pickle right now because even the mask can be a distraction.
Yeah, we wear so many masks. You know what I'm saying? Like, we have masks for work, we have a mask for home, we have a mask for when we go into the grocery store. You know, which mask are you wearing today, right? And so, you know, and whatever mask you're wearing today, that's the person you show up to be.
Come on.
That's the person you show up to be. And so we got to learn how to really take the mask off and be true to ourselves. You know, what the proverb says, be true to thy own self. You know, I think I just paraphrase it, but be true to thy own self. And so when we wear these different masks, we're not being true to our own self. Why is that? It's because we're trying to be people pleasers. You know, listen to me, people. We are allowing the mask to be a distraction, even in the pandemic. You know, more people got hung up on the design of their mask. They started getting savvy with that. More people got hung up on the design of the mask as opposed to what was really going on in the world. And so it became another opportunity to be fashionable. It became another opportunity to be financially stable. And that's not a bad thing. For those of you who are making masks, but I believe that everything that we do, it has to be, you see, this says walking out my purpose. Everything has to be made with a purpose. So what happens is when you do it for the right purpose, that's why you saw nurses who were going out and making sure the hospitals, they made sure the hospitals had what they needed. They made sure that the seniors had what they needed because they knew they weren't going to be able to get out and do what we did. So therefore, when you do it with purpose, you can't be distracted because everything else, when you seek Him first, everything else is going to be added. So therefore, you don't even have to worry about it. Right. So yeah, the mask became a distraction. And some people who weren't even used to wearing the mask. Go ahead. No, I mean, you know, I did like a little light bulb that just came down, right? And so the mask, you know, helps cover, number one, your identity, right? Just like the hoodies, when people were wearing the hoodies, you know, they would go out, sneak out, you know, where nobody can recognize them and stuff like that. And so the mask, you know, helps one to cover up their identity, right? So that they won't be found out, so that they won't be, you know, caught doing whatever it is that they're not supposed to be doing. And so the mask is working for a whole lot of people right now.
Yeah. So listen, I saw a post and it was so funny. I saw a post, just a sidebar, but it says some of y'all fall in love with people behind the mask and they ain't got no teeth.
Oh yeah, I saw that one too.
So you got to be mindful. You have to be mindful of who's behind the mask. Yes, we have a little bit of fun on the Red Room, but you have to be mindful. Don't get distracted by that mask.
Right.
Fall in love with somebody ain't got no teeth.
And they take that mask off. You be like, whoa, what just happened?
2022. It's worse. You know what, women, I'm not even going to give y'all a break. We can't give ourselves a break because some of y'all go home and take that hair off, take that makeup off, take them lashes
off. Come on. Yeah.
And they're not waking up with the same person.
Right.
So we are easily distracted by so many things in this world. Is there anything that you want to leave the viewers with today regarding distraction as an encouragement?
Yeah, I just say, you know, don't be discouraged, right? And just make it where, like, what I said earlier, you know, change your mindset, you know, to positive thinking, so that distraction won't eat at you, right? And then also, too, you know, find someone that you can kind of talk to, you know, about what it is that's bothering you, so they can help navigate you through it. I heard this saying, girl, hold my hand, right? Hold my hand through the distraction. Hold my hand so that you can lift me up, encourage me so that I can continue to move forward, right? And that's what we need to do as women. If we're talking about women, we need to hold each other's hand. We need to stop slandering each other, because that's where a lot of distractions come in as well. And we need to hold each other's hand. When they say, girl, fix your crown or whatever, well, how can I fix my crown? And you're the one that's, causing some distractions, in my life, right? And so for real, be true to what you say, be true to say, girl, fix your crown, I got you or whatever. Be true to that. And that way, I think that we as women, we become better and we'll be able to collaborate, and have collaborative conversations together, because we're not allowing different distractions to eat at us or overtake us. But so just don't allow the distractions to put you in a funk or put you in a place where you can't be fully you, right? Always think positive, go into that mindset of, I always use affirmations, right? I use affirmations all the time, and so whenever a distraction comes, like I'll, say certain affirmations, or I'll say, well, I say this every single day, I will hear the voice of the Holy Spirit within me. The Holy Spirit will reveal to me what I need to know. I say this every single day. And I believe that because I'm connecting myself to the divine is going to lead me where I need to go. The divine is going to tell me what I need to go. When I'm having a distraction that may cause some anxiety or some stress or whatever, the divine is going to tell me it's not that deep. Don't sweat the small stuff, right? Don't sweat the small stuff, because guess what? I got somewhere where I got some places where I'm taking you, right? And you can't allow those distractions to get the best of you. And so, my word to you today, don't sweat the small stuff.
I love it. I love it. Well, guys, thank you so much. That is your time. That Miss Diane Duckett, I appreciate you. I enjoyed you today. Thank you so much for the laugh.
Thank you for
and I pray that the viewers, that you all had an opportunity to join in a laugh with us as well, but also learn some practical principles to take throughout the course of your life. That is your show. That's our show with the Red Room. Again, I'm your host, Shay Samuels. I really, really appreciate you guys tuning in today. And we look forward to you seeing the next episodes of the Red Room.
It's your boy David Ben. Hey yo, Shay. It's time to go beyond the fence. Life is so good. It's so good. Yeah. A merry heart doeth good like a medicine, but a broken spirit drives the bones, Yeah.
It's about 8 in the morning, I'm just waking up. Got the Folgers on brew, about to fill my cup. While I'm looking out the window, let the sun come up. I'm good. I'm about to get my day started. Off to work, about to make them dollars. If only you knew what I've been through, you would smile and say that I'm good. I got a good job, I'm good. And my bills are paid, I'm good. And my family's good, my health is good. I thank God that I'm good. I got a good job, I'm good. And my bills are paid, I'm good. I got food on the table, I know that he's able. Thank God I'm good. God, I'm good.
Hey, Big.
I thank God I'm good.
Come on in. I'm on my way.
I thank God I'm good.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. You are magnificent, great. Your feeling is hate, but we're ignorant grace. So intimate place, your heart of innocence make a life different break. This whole sin and the sinning. Cause the enemy hate, you are the sun, stars, and the moon. You are that beam of light when it's dark in the room. When I depart from the womb, you're the air that I breathe. Always there when I need you, preparing for peace. You're so good.
I got a good job, I'm good. And my bills are paid, I'm good. And my family's good, my health is good. I thank God that I'm good. I got a good job, I'm good. And my bills are paid, I'm good. I got food on the table, I know that he's able. Thank God I'm good. I got a good job, I'm good. And my bills are paid, I'm good. And my family's good, my health is good. I thank God that I'm so good, so good, so good, so good, so good. Lord, you've been so good to me. Yes, you have.
First thing a king will do. That's why I'm focused on the king and the queen of you. Before you make a move, think it through. Too much blood on their hand, and we know who to link it to. The thing to do is wake up, see the truth. When they see loving you, that's when they see the proof. How you believe in God? You don't believe in you. The tree of life inside of you, let them see the fruits.
The fruits of your seeds is to achieve. All you need to do is you be true and believe. And the one that put air in your lungs to breathe, he'll fight for you and me like Rocky and Creed. And the blessings you receive won't come from true breeze. You just need to stay open, yep, Jermaine Copeland. But on that same token, these words that I spoken are to make you fly high and mine stay woken.
I want to fly so high.
Circumstances had me thinking I might not survive. Words from the wise, don't believe the lies. Told me, if God created us, there's gotta be a God inside. Look in the mirror, ask yourself, is he ride or die? Tears in my eyes, chills down my spine, now I'm alive. For the first time, nothing can stop me, don't even try. Take on the world by my lonely, you're right beside a tribe of brothers and sisters with their fists high when it's time to fly.
With it or not, don't need an explanation. That's for you to ask yourself. Is you gon' sink or levitate about the game with David playing? Steady tricking David playing it. Wanna make you dumb so you never make your kingdom come. What they on? Time to stack and build a throne. I've been down and out so long, I grew some wings with feathers on it. Ain't no opponent, just little me on me. And that little light gon' shine, put that all on G.O.D. Yeah.
I want to fly so high.